Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us at the start of the A-Level Introduction Week. My name is Miss Welburn. For those of you who I haven't met before, I will be presenting to you this evening a brief overview of the A-Level Geography course here at JCG. In light of COP26, I felt it was only right to begin tonight's presentation with a couple of quotes from two of my heroes who really summarise the pressing need for passionate geographers far more eloquently than I can. The first is by Sir David Attenborough, who said recently in response to some of the progress at COP26, "The truth is this, the natural world is changing and we're totally dependent on that world. It provides our food, water and air. It's the most precious thing we have and we need to defend it." And secondly, a short but poignant quote from Marvin Rees, the Mayor of Bristol: "We need a space to respectively agree or disagree." And geography really encapsulates that, and at A-Level, forming our own opinions about very delicate and sometimes controversial matters is a real objective that we try to instill in our students. So welcome. A brief outline of what I intend to cover in the presentation this evening. Just some of the basic questions that I'm sure you're thinking at this point in time in Year 11, with so many options ahead of you and so many decisions to make. I want to make sure that you feel equipped to make the decision that's best going to suit your future. So why should you study geography? We'll talk briefly about whether universities welcome A-Level geography students, and what they can do to help you progress in your chosen career if you already have some ideas. How does A-Level geography relate to the real world? What will you study as part of your A-Level course in both Year 12 and Year 13? We'll have a brief look at exam results from the past few years, a look at how you'll be assessed both within exams and during your independent coursework, and a brief look to the future as to where geography could take you. And fortunately tonight we are joined by a current Year 13 student who's kindly given up some time to come and speak to us about why choosing A-Level geography was a right decision for her. Okay, so we'll begin with some of the fundamentals about why you should study geography if it's something that you enjoy. If you're enjoying GCSE geography so far and you're thinking of pursuing it, this is just a brief overview of some of the skills that you will develop during the A-Level course. So an increased awareness and understanding of both the physical and human world around you. And just as at GCSE, at the A-Level course, we still break the subject down into physical and human. However, we do start to make more connections between those two categories. And in the third paper at the A-Level course, we start to make some synoptic links between some of the physical and human attributes of the course. So physical geography really explains what's around us, the tangible concepts that we can see and feel. Human geography explores a range of fascinating contemporary issues, and we look at regeneration, migration and globalization, as well as superpowers as part of the A-Level course. So some really big, deep conceptual topics that very much can be connected to current affairs in daily media around us. You'll also develop a range of transferable skills that you can take not just within the A-Level course, but beyond and into some of your other A-Level subjects as well, such as data collection and analysis, which you'll be doing extensively as part of your coursework, decision making, essay writing and presentation. Today, I spoke to my Year 12s and asked them to give me some more ideas of skills that they've developed only in the first few weeks of the course so far. Time management was something that many of them came back with, sticking to deadlines, which is a key skill that can be transferred to A-Level and life beyond. Geography really keeps your future options open. So whether or not you've decided on your future career path or not, geography really facilitates those options to stay open throughout your time at JCG and can keep your options open beyond that as well as you look forward to university. The subject stimulates you to ask questions and think for yourself. And hopefully already your GCSE subject teachers are encouraging you to start developing your own ideas and opinions about topics. And at A-Level, we really promote this even further. And finally, geography really promotes teamwork, whether that's during your coursework or during class discussions. We really do work as a team. We support each other. That's both teachers supporting the students and students supporting each other. Again, a skill that will lead you in good stead at university and beyond. So, do universities welcome geography students? Despite the fact you're in year 11, I'm sure some of you are already thinking about university and whether or not your A-level choices will fit your future plans. Now, it might surprise you, it might not surprise you to know that geography actually has one of the highest employability rates of all undergraduate degrees. So, depending upon your interests, whether you're somebody sitting at home who's been really inspired by the recent discussions at COP26 and you're aiming to try and prevent climate change and natural disasters, or maybe you're more of a human geographer and you're thinking about improving quality of life for people around the world and trying to unlock the challenging management of population. A geography will really equip you to make a difference in the world. Your understanding and interpretation of really complex issues such as migration and globalization, regeneration and deprivation stand you in really good stead to specialise in a specific geographic discipline, but equally, they'll allow you to work in other careers and industries, such as teaching and so forth. Some modules that universities offer at the moment, and I had a look just this weekend to see the wide range of sometimes new and modern modules that universities are offering as part of their geography degrees, and I've listed just a few beneath to give you some idea. So environmental change, health, space and justice, wilderness and habitats. There's a whole plethora of options that universities will help you to explore if you were to choose it at degree level. So how does geography actually relate to the real world? And hopefully already in year 11 and in year 10 and year 9 and below, you've been able to make some connections to the real world around you after coming out of your geography lesson. I've just put this graph on the board. This is something that we discussed at the start of a year 12 lesson a couple of weeks ago. We've been looking at levels of deprivation and poverty within the UK, and we looked at this graph as a way of comparing deaths as a result of COVID-19 compared to levels of deprivation. So through our course looking at regeneration and deprivation, we've been able to make some connections with a very recent topic, which really enables us to understand these on a new level and through a geographical lens. So on the left-hand side are some bullet points of some of the topics that we cover as part of the A-level course, which you can, as you can see, very much relate to the real world around us. So what will we actually study as part of the A-level course? The topic is broken down into 4 subjects. So the first is dynamic landscapes and dynamic places is the second. And then we look at physical systems and sustainability and human systems and geopolitics. And your A-level teachers will be both myself and Mr. Palfreyman. In terms of exam results, we've been really pleased with the progress in the last 4 years. The 3-year average from 2018 to 2020 was extremely pleasing, and last year our students all achieved their results that they required to go on to their chosen universities. So our results really speak for themselves, and we're really proud of how well our A-level students do. So how will you be assessed? You'll take your exams in the summer of 2024. And the exams will consist of 3 externally examined papers, which I'll go over in a minute, and 1 coursework component, which is non-examined. So you will be assessed on this coursework, but there won't be an exam. Your first paper will be the physical paper. So just like your GCSE, your papers are broken down into physical and human, and then we have a 3rd paper at A-level, which I'll explain in a moment. Paper 1 is 2 hours and 15 minutes and equates to 30% of your overall A-level. And I won't go through it just now, but there's the list of topics that are covered in paper 1. The type of questions that you're asked are a mixture of 12-marker and 20-marker extended writing questions, as well as some shorter answer questions as well. Paper 2 is the human topic. The structure is similar, 2 hours and 15 minutes and an equal 30% of the overall qualification. There's a brief content overview of the topics that you'll be assessed on, and similar to paper 1, a mixture of exam style questions with 12 and 20 markers as well. And in both papers, calculators may be used for any mathematical questions. Paper 3 is known as a synoptic paper. It's the same length as time as paper 1 and paper 2 and equates to 20% of the qualification. And this is where we draw together some synoptic themes from both paper 1 and paper 2, such as players, attitudes and actions, and futures and uncertainties. So we'll spend some time preparing for paper 3, but it very much draws upon ideas from prior learning in the A-level course. And last but not least, the NEA, the infamous independent investigation, which our current Year 13 students are working hard on and will hand in within the next month. It's a really exciting opportunity to actually indulge your curiosities in your local area. So maybe you already got questions about Jersey, its history and its future that you can link to the content that you'll learn at the at A-level. And this is where you get to choose your own topic and you can really spend time finding out as much as you can about this area of interest. There's no exam, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, but this does make up 20% of the overall A-level. So it's a great opportunity to really get some marks in the bank as such before you come around to your exam later on in the year. You will be completing fieldwork as part of your A-level, which is really exciting. Due to COVID restrictions, the last couple of years have been based in Jersey. This is where you start to collect data to begin your coursework. Now, I'm just going to briefly hand over to Izzy, who is a Year 13 geographer, and she's really kindly offered to talk to you about her experience of the A-level course so far. So I'll just hand over to Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy and I'm studying geography, biology and chemistry. I really enjoy geography and I think it's a really good A-level choice because it gives sort of a broad range of topics within it. I didn't really know what A-level I wanted to choose as my third option, but I didn't want to just choose one subject in particular, but geography incorporates sort of science with the physical geography topics. And then within the human topics, sort of politics and history and a bit of economics. I chose a physical topic for my geography coursework on the characteristics that affect, the factors that affect beach characteristics around Jersey, as I really enjoy sort of the physical science side of geography. And it sort of allows you to take the investigation where you'd like it to go.
Okay. Is there anything you found particularly difficult about the A-level course so far, Izzy?
Because it's different from my other A-levels, maybe that I have to sort of keep up my essay writing skills, which people who take English or history usually use more. So that's definitely challenged me, but it's good to keep up with those skills that I don't normally use.
Thank you very much to Izzy. If you do have any questions, if you could type them in the chat box, I'd be happy to answer them. I did just have a couple of questions that I got from my Year 11 classes this week, which I thought I'd answer now. One of them Izzy just addressed, which was about the way that you're examined at A-level. Now, it is very much an essay-based subject, so if you are thinking of studying English or history or RS, geography can sit really nicely alongside that. But equally, it does have quite a large mathematical and scientific basis. So it also equally sits well alongside sciences and more mathematical subjects. So it's a fantastic bridging subject, regardless of what your other A-level topics are or A-level subjects are that you're thinking of doing. If you do have any questions, please do feel free to ask. But I just thought I'd leave you with this lovely quote from John Muir. When we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, I will be here for the next 5 minutes to answer anything you might be wondering. Otherwise, please do come and speak to me during school, either after a lesson or during lunchtime. I'd be more than happy to speak to you about why choosing geography could be the right choice for you. Thank you very much.